Welcome to Anime Out of Context, a comedy review show hosted by a basement dweller who grew up scrounging terrible fan subs on sketchy websites prior to the convenience of modern streaming, alongside a willfully ignorant soul whose only knowledge of anime comes from the shows forced upon him here. This show will contain spoilers, incorrect information, and copious amounts of adult language. Our hosts are not experts on any topic, and everything they say should be taken with a grain of salt. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And what's that behind you in the dark corners right out of your peripheral? Oh, it's just a general sense of distaste for me.
I'm Shaun Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
Remington, you definitely had a lot of the distaste on you last week, I could tell. You weren't exactly a big fan of Moriarty.
It wasn't great, and it's just set somewhat of, it's been a minute since we found something I adored. We've had some not great stuff past few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect Blue was good. It was interesting. It was weird.
Yeah, it was good, but you can't say you enjoy it.
Another was spooky.
Right.
Which I enjoyed, but it wasn't good. And then before that, we're also just shit. So it's been a rough month and a half, I would say.
Oh,
at least.
Rem, I've been trying to do some nice things for you. Perfect Blue ain't exactly the kind of thing that you can brag about. You know what great movie I saw the other day? A movie that made me very sad and very existential. Don't you want to sit down and watch it with me by candlelight? No.
Yeah.
Definitely not the kind of thing you can do. But I definitely think it's a movie that people should watch,
Oh, yeah. But, we're not reminiscing about the past month and a half that's been nice and rough. We're focused on the now.
Exactly.
And the here and the now.
And Remington, I actually have a bit of I actually don't know if this will be nostalgic for you.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's something generally from our childhood that you're about to mention, but that I may have not partaken in.
Yeah, in fact, I think it might technically be a little before our time, but I just don't know exactly what you grew up with in terms of this particular type of thing. Because, Remington, today we're going to be watching an anime that is a adaptation of a classic video game.
I don't know what video game. I'm not sure what these are.
Listen here, smartass. You know what I mean when I say I might not know if this is the kind of thing for you.
All right, so my mind immediately, I'm like, all right, classic video games turned into anime, and I already think I know the answer.
Do you? It's not Pokemon.
No, it's a different one. A little bit more old school for a video game. Not a video game that I've played, I will note.
Super Mario
But let
Brothers.
me ask you. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do we remain trapped in edgy hell like we have for the past month?
Well,
I guess there was a small change in High Guardian Spice, but besides that, it's been edgy hell.
Well,
All right, cool. Yeah, all right, then I know.
I mean, what is edgy truly, Remington? How can you define what an edgy IP truly is?
Let me put it this way. Does any character either literally or just existentially go blah blah blah?
I mean, I'm doing that a little bit right now. I don't know if that counts. But in fact, Remington, you've probably figured it out because it was very hard to avoid hearing about this when it first came out and every subsequent season that has come out. Today, Remington, we're going to be talking about the hit animated series hot off of Netflix known as Castlevania.
I have heard really good things, but the people that I've heard really good things from also love Attack on Titan. So,
yeah.
I don't know how much I can trust it.
Yeah, no, that's the tricky thing about consuming lots of media and large varieties of media, is that you might listen to somebody's opinion and be like, oh yeah, that's okay, but then you're like, but my favorite movie is every single Barbie movie from the early 2000s. Then you might just reduce their opinions a little bit in your mind,
All right, so we're doing Castlevania. Here's what I know about Castlevania.
Okay.
You got, I think they're the Belmont brothers or something.
Belmont family, but yes.
Is there more than the two of them?
Yes, technically, but in our story, there's only one Belmont currently.
Oh, okay. If you fuck the other, all right. So there's Belmont, and then you gotta go in, and then you gotta fight Dracula. But then when you do, you get to play the entire game again, but like upside down.
Wow, you hit the nail on the head, Remington. After you finish the season,
the entire you just watch the entire thing, but it's dark and upside down,
and much harder to watch. Because it just takes so much longer, and it's basically the same game again, and it's like not really worth the extra effort, honestly.
I unironically think that you could make it work. I think it would probably have to be like on Netflix or something.
Well, it is.
Well, okay, all right. For my concept, where for like 6 out of 12 episodes, you tell a full story, nice and interesting, super compelling, and then the next 6 episodes of the series follow at least like the same chronology, right? Mm-hmm. Or same general story. And then either it's alternate dimension or just completely from a different character's viewpoint in such a manner that it recontextualizes everything to such a significant degree, right? I think something like that could work real good.
You know what? That would actually be really interesting. And no, that's not what they do in this series, Rem.
Yeah, sounds about right. All right, so they're edgy pretty boy who wants to murder vampire.
It's a little more complex than that, Rem.
It's season 1 of JoJo part again, and I don't. Oh fuck. Oh
no, Rem. These two shows have very large differences. Just because part 1 of JoJo may or may not.
Is one of the differences that Castlevania is a good show?
Jesus Christ, Rem. It's been a while since you've raised the ire of the JoJo fan base. Like, holy shit. That, like...
Gotta keep it fresh, you know?
Yeah, you gotta make sure the wound is nice and reopened. You don't want that healing.
Can't let it scar over properly.
Yeah, no. It's gotta be a constant reminder of your pain and misfortune. But no, Castlevania, you basically kind of had the concept down. Whereas the original game is essentially you are a vampire hunter and you're trying to take out Dracula in his castle. That very much is definitely kind of the same thing that the anime is doing, but it's very much more about the world and the story and like a fully developed story as opposed to just a buff man with whip tries to kill a big angry vampire that transforms into various creatures. Like, it's much more than that.
Sure.
And the general premise of this series is that Dracula, is a pretty standard vampire dude. And unlike most standard vampire dudes, he falls in love with a lovely lady.
All right, yep. And so he falls in love with a nondescript damsel in distress, but then Dio shows up.
Wait a minute. Are you casting Dracula in the role of JoJo?
Yes.
That would be a wild twist. It's like, aha, look at me now, JoJo. I have thrown away my humanity and become a vampire. Yeah, dude, already done. Been there, done that. Get with the times, Dio.
It genuinely still, season 1 of JoJo, he should have become a vampire. Anyway.
Oh, goodness.
All right, Dracula, he finds
a
woman, and he's like, hey, baby, want some fuck?
Kind of, yeah. And they fall in love, they have a child, good romantic things, and then, like all good wife characters of potential villains, a village goes crazy and burns her at the stake because she thinks she's a witch being with Dracula.
Yeah, of course, because it was a baddie. You have to understand that, no, I am dark, spooky edgelord, but that does not make me evil dark, spooky edgelord.
Hey, I take offense at that statement, dick.
And this, of course, sends Dracula into an angry spiral, and he just decides, you know what? Let's just kill everybody instead. So, that's essentially...
All right, we got tragic backstory for villain, and then pretty boy Belmont shows up and is like, hey, stop it.
Wow, you figured out season 2 already. No. No. It's not quite that simple. Essentially, Dracula has decided to go on a grand rampage, wage war against the entire world, and just, good old-fashioned vampiric genocide, And our story is about 3 young adventurers, you could call them, trying to go forth and protect the world from Dracula by taking out the source of all the issues, which is Dracula himself. And that's kind of all you really need to know. Like, honestly, even telling you Dracula's tragic backstory might have been a bit much. All you really need to know is that you've got Belmont, Trevor Belmont, who is from a family of vampire hunters, and he likes killing him some vampires, so that's what he's gonna do. Gonna try and take out the most powerful vampire out there. And it's their adventures of trying to, save the world. But it's grimdark and colorful, and there's a bit of magic here and there. And yeah, it's Castlevania.
I am only hoping that it's different than season 1 of JoJo.
It's very different from season 1 of JoJo's.
Everything you say seems to have parallels, is all I'm saying.
It's not like season 1 of JoJo was partially inspired by Castlevania. That's all I'm gonna say. There's definitely no parallels there. I don't think Araki, completely created the whole vampire in a castle that we have to murder thing from scratch. I don't think...
I know you said Araki, but for a moment I just heard Reki, and I was like, oh, fuck. He's returned.
Yeah, a friend of the show, Reki Kawahara, has not written JoJo's.
Hey, Reki, write us back.
Yeah, we miss you, buddy.
We've been sending so many letters, and we just...
I mean, granted, they're in English, and we don't know if you speak English. You probably... but, we think one day you might write us back. Deep L has gotten pretty good.
Yeah, come on, Reki. If any of you guys know Reki, author of Sword Art Online personally, send us an email.
Yeah, no, that'll be great. Love to have him on the show. Oh, God.
And with that seamless transition,
Remington, the good news for you is season 1 of Castlevania only has 4 episodes.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yep, nope. The whole series is about 32 episodes. There are about 4 seasons, and the first one only has 4 episodes. So it's going to be a nice...
That is a good number of episodes.
Nice, easy way to introduce you to the world and the series. So without further ado, Remington, let's go watch some Castlevania.
Up next.
Oh, but the goat fucker, he's...
Previously.
Let's just kill everybody.
Now, back to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after consuming 4 whole episodes, the first mini-season of 2017's hit Netflix original, Castlevania. Now, Remington, you have to understand that what we watched while being the first season is essentially a setup for the rest of the series.
Yeah, it's basically an extended pilot, right?
Right.
And I recognize that. That was in the back of my mind the whole time.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, what are your thoughts on this series?
All right, well, let's start with what I wanted to say.
When has that ever stopped you in the past?
So, through episode 1, I thought, all right, I think this will probably be a slightly favorable review overall. Right? That's where I thought it was leaning.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a real awkward show, isn't it?
Oh.
It's a real awkward show.
Ram, you can't...
Which is not...
You can't just...
Not what you would expect. Because it's supposed to be like, wow, look at these badasses who are sometimes like super funny or super intense or super cool, but they're just sort of none of those things.
You can't just tell them that they're awkward, Rem. That's very rude. Think about how hard they worked.
Let me put it this way. There's like a weirdly, there's a ton of comedy in this show. Like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And none of it works. It's all... The comedy is probably the worst part of the show. it's so fucking awkward every time. I think one or two moments were fine. By that I mean they didn't like make me laugh, but I was like, all right, sure, add some like levity to the situation. Most of the time I was like, what is it going for here? Because it just does not fit anything. Instead of, it doesn't fit like what it was going for. Now that doesn't mean that you can't have a cool juxtaposition through this edgy gore intensity and then some lighthearted moments. Those can often be the best moments. Just that it didn't do it well, because it was like those moments weren't from the same show. You know what I mean? So instead of like instead of that juxtaposition happening, it was like, all right, so this, and now we're gonna have this moment. All right, anyway. And it's like, wait, what? Where'd that come from? And where'd it go? Because it's not consistent with anything. They're weird moments. They're real weird. Anyway, so the first scene, as you would expect, is a meet cute. Because that's what the people wanted from this story, was a meet cute. And it's between Dracula and Lisa. And Lisa shows up, she's a doctor, she wants to learn science from Dracula. And he's like, aha, but you should be scared. And she's like, listen here, bucko. And it's a weird scene. It's a weird scene.
I don't remember Lisa being a Southern Belle. That seems a bit off to me.
It just, not in accent, but in feeling. She was just like, listen here, Buckster. You need to take a few steps back. You need to learn your manners. It's just real weird. Anyway, Dracula's like, you know what? I hate people, but I have fallen in love with you, actually. I love the sass. So they get married. All right, skip 20 years into the future. She's being burned as a witch.
Wow, that's a dramatic shift.
She's being burned as a witch because she's trying to be a doctor, and people are like, science is bad.
To be fair,
it's Renaissance Catholic Church. You know how it goes sometimes.
Or most of the time in the history of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, and then Dracula, he's just been chilling, and he's told about the burning. And he's like, what the fuck? And a woman's like, oh yeah, your wife was burned to death. It's like, it should be finishing up right around now. And Dracula's pissed, right? He's angry.
I mean, wouldn't you be if they burned your wife at the stake?
Sure. It's all weird. Dracula decides, I'm going to kill everybody, right? Mm-hmm. And he shows up in a big explosion, and there's this giant face of fire, right? And people are like, it's the devil. Which, following their paradigm is, like, pretty rational, but, like,
yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
And Dracula's like, listen here, you guys have a year, and then, you're gonna get fucked up. There's also weird, like, in that interaction of, like, the flaming face, the bishop that's there is like, you aren't real. He's telling that to the face of the fire, who he also thinks is Satan, which he thinks is real, but it's sort of a line that doesn't make sense. And it's at this point that I realized that this is, like, an edgy boy Bible story. Right?
Pardon?
But instead of it being about God, the deity is just Dracula, the edgy boy. Down to, like, people being like, no, you can't. You are not real. But I believe in you, and you are just all-powerful, and my gods have no power. Oh, no. And it's real weird. It has a lot of the same weird storytelling elements as a lot of Bible stories. Basically, I would describe this as if you took the first season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you put that, if it aired on Adult Swim, but also it was from someone who was born and raised, their entire life in the Catholic Church and read the Bible every night. And that is how this show was created.
Jesus.
Which, if you're like, wow, Remington, that is a lot of real disparate elements to all smushed together. How does that work? And my answer is, like, awkwardly a lot of the time. Not terribly, but awkwardly. And that's why I keep using that, because I don't hate this show by any means. There's some decent moments, but they're moments that feel like they should be amazing, but just really aren't. And that makes it real weird. Anyway, a pretty boy vampire shows up and is like, Dracula, you can't do that. And Dracula's like, shut the fuck up. And so my thing is like, oh, this could be interesting to see, like, essentially sort of a year of preparation, how different people respond, right, in this year. Anyway, so skip to a year later, Dracula is like, I'm back and ready to kill you all, and he kills them all. So, you know, sort of feels like the story would not be in any way different if instead of being like, y'all have a year, he was just like, all right, y'all are fucked now.
Well,
feels like there would be zero difference.
Well, I mean, Dracula gave the year as just kind of like his way of honoring his human wife, you know? Kind of a last potential grace. It just happens that humans are dumb and stupid and are, that. And
yeah, I'm just saying, narratively, terrible choice. To be like, hey, wow, you know what? It's like setting up a story, right, Shaun?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, all right, well, we have an entire week to prepare before this happens. All right, so this happens. And like maybe if it's played for laughs, which this is one of the cases where it wasn't, it real awkward pacing. This show, not great pacing at all. And it's like, once again, it's an extended pilot. That's fundamentally what it is. But if anything, you need better pacing in that case. Anyway, and then the episode ends with this guy's in an inn, and there's this genuinely conversation that lasts a minute of this episode. You can tell there's been a billion things happening in this episode. I hope this is episode 1. And they're not like 45-minute episodes. They are just your standard like 22, 23.
Yep.
So a full like minute or two is taken up on this conversation about goat fucking. And
God,
so this show has its
I knew it was coming
priorities
and I took
straight.
a drink anyways. What's wrong with me?
They're like, oh man, old Jebediah's been fucking my goat, and I had to teach him a lesson, and somehow I'm the bad guy. And they just spend like way too much time, and that's like, it's an Adult Swim bit. It's straight up just an Adult Swim bit. And it's like, it's sort of humorous, but also you're really fucking up the pacing because you've rushed everything else, so why do you give enough time for this?
Look, we have to
everything
make...
else super rushed with the goat fucking chat. No, that one we gotta really take our time with.
Look, Rem,
don't
it just helps sell the age rating of the show, just in case all of the blood, viscera, and horrible demises didn't clue you into what kind of show this was going to be. You got to have some of that colorful language to make sure that kids don't watch it.
Anyway, and then they're like, oh, but you know, the goat fucker, he's better than the fucking Belmonts. Yeah, fuck the Belmonts. And then we pan over to the last living Belmont. So that's episode 1. It's a lot. I think there are a lot of questionable decisions that I was like, you know, maybe it was just an awkward first episode, but if anything, the first episode might be my favorite of them. It remains nice and awkward. Let me say a couple good things. I think the animation is pretty good. I think some of the fight scenes are pretty solid, while others that we'll get to are definitely not. I think that it is a fine show to just turn your brain off and maybe have in the background. All right, there we go. There's some of my compliments. I wanted to compliment its music because, like, Castlevania's got solid music, like the game, and then, like, just the vampire genre, right?
Right.
When you're going, like, classical vampire, like, you can get some nice, real intense music, and we get some, like, orchestral stuff here, but I don't know. I felt like it was lackluster. I felt like it was fine. It wasn't bad, but it, like, I didn't care about it. All right, episode 2.
Oh, wow.
Episode 2, Belmont gets up and they see his family crest and they're like, hey, you're a fucking Belmont. And Trevor Belmont, he's drunk and he's like, no. And so they get in a fight. Unironically, the most even fight in the entire show is between him and these random ass
Goat
peasants.
fuck squad.
Yeah, like Trevor will kick demons' asses, and he will kick a bunch of like fighters and priests and angry mobs later. He'll easily kill a giant cyclops, no problem. But him fighting the peasant, oh no, it's pretty even. And like he's drunk, but it's sort of implied that that's like his default state. I don't know, it's a weird one. There's also a lot of crotch shots, just a ton of kick in the balls. Haha.
Well, you gotta make sure
kicked in the balls. Get it?
You gotta. Well, they just want to be sure that the Belmont line ends with him, you know?
I'm just like, I didn't expect Helsing Ultimate mixed with Nacho Libre, alright? That's not, that wasn't the combo I was anticipating here. Anyway, so Belmont, he sleeps in the woods. He goes to Gresset through a sewer, and Gresset's been attacked by some beasties, but only a bit every night. At one point, Trevor's just straight up ready to kill a random ass guard who's minding his own business. Just fucking ready to murk the bitch, and then, fortunately, the guard is asleep, so he doesn't have to, but that's like,
Yeah, he had it coming. It's fine.
the guard guarding their city from the literal demons? What the fuck, dude?
He was asleep on the job. He might as well have been dead, Rem.
That's the only reason he lived. Anyway, he talks around and he eventually finds these priests starting to beat down what's called a something speaker, they're these monks who they're real knowledgeable and a little bit magic. And Belmont, he saves the day and kicks both of their asses, and it's like, get out of here, priests. And the speaker is like, oh, come with me, and takes them, and then they're all there, and the speaker is like, oh, but my grandchild is in the catacombs right now. And Belmont's like, y'all need to get the fuck out. And it's like, not without my grandchild, though. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna get your grandchild from the catacombs, and then y'all are gonna get the fuck out. All right? It's like, deal. And so it's like, all right, cool. So that's the end of episode 2. We're like, cool, let's go on a little catacombs adventure. Another thing I want to note is about the dialogue. So there's a lot of really badass introspective lines thrown around, right? Mm-hmm. But like they're straight up like cliches you can find like on any motivational Instagram page.
Oh no.
Or like Facebook page or shit like that.
You know it's real when Remington mentions social media, which he doesn't use.
Yeah. And it's real weird because this show will throw out lines that like I've seen on pages like that. And just heard because they're like very overused. But this show will treat it as if like it's original lines, right? Mm-hmm. So like, for example, at one point they just paraphrase the quote that I'm sure you've heard of like the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing, right?
Right.
And they just use that and they treat it as like, wow, what an original genius thought. But like that's just a common quote. Like, what do you?
Well, it wasn't common then, Rem. Clearly they're in like a feudal society.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean clearly they don't have modern sensibilities, you know.
Fuck. It just feels so weird because it feels like the scriptwriters are like, oh yeah. But like you can't take credit for these ideas, especially when you phrase them so similarly to the originals. Like, what are you doing? Come up with your own stuff. It's so weird. It's a real weird show. Anyway, so cool catacombs adventure. Episode 3. Cool catacombs adventure. He goes in the catacombs, it collapses. He finds a giant cyclops, easily kills it. All right, there we go. That's the catacombs adventure. I hope you didn't want any more, cause that's it. He saves the granddaughter, brings her back up there, and is like, all right, so now you guys are gonna get the fuck out, right? And they're like, no. It's like, cool. Okay. Sure. Then Trevor, he gets captured by a bunch of priests who abduct him and bring him to church so he can chat with the bishop, the same bishop who burned Dracula's wife at the stake, right? Mm-hmm. He's essentially like this bishop is sort of like the villain of this season, right? Where obviously Dracula is big bad, but Bishop is the boss, right? Mm-hmm. And he chats with the bishop, who I like, because the bishop is like sincere in his beliefs for the most part. They sort of slightly go against that, but for the most part, they play him as sincere, which I appreciate. It's a tiny bit more nuance. But anyway, there's some more arguments that Trevor has about the speakers leaving. The sun goes down, the angry mob goes to kick the speakers out, but Trevor Belmont was able to convince the speakers to go hide in the catacombs, where there's a genuine cutaway gag, and it's another weird one. Trevor immediately kicks everybody's asses and dominates. No problem. But the demons are coming. That's episode 3. So I feel like I'm describing a lot of events, but like nothing is happening, which is sort of how I felt in the episodes. Like, there's a whole lot happening, but not much happening. Like, not much matters. I also, like, at this point, I just recognize that, like, what genre are we in? Because it's an action thriller period dramedy? Like, that's the genre?
Oh, I mean, if you look at, like, the professional sites such as Rotten Tomatoes, it is classified as an adventure. Come on, Rotten Tomatoes, really? Only just adventure? An adventure? All right. Come on,
right. Add that one to the list.
That's the laziest. That's the laziest genre you could have given it, Rotten Tomatoes. Come on.
All right, I don't know, man. It's a real confused show. Anyway, episode 4. So one of the things is like, oh man, eventually that bishop is gonna get their comeuppance. But when? Episode 4, we open, the demons are in Gresset, and they immediately kill the bishop. There we go. He's gone. Okay. Very anticlimactic, but that's fine. And like, you would have thought maybe there is actual divine magic. No divine magic. Asterisk.
Asterisk. Big asterisk.
Because as it turns out, there is actually divine magic, and like holy water is real, and like consecrated tools are better, but just like fuck this guy. I don't know. I
think the implication was that he was so blinded by his own interpretation that the big JC isn't giving him his support type of thing.
But then someone in his same church, who theoretically has like 95% of the same beliefs, they are actually holy. And it's like, look, I get that, but he's a bad guy, right? But it's like, I don't know, man. It just feels like they were like, yeah, but he's not really divine because he's bad. And it's like, I don't know, man. You get into layers of weirdness here. It's just another weird thing.
Look, he took a class level in Bard as opposed to Cleric. That's the only difference.
Anyway, Trevor is in trouble, but he's saved by one of the speakers. Magic, the same one he saved. She's actually super badass, as it turns out. There was some drama with the mob before more beasts show up, and Trevor is like, all right, here's how you guys gotta kill the beast, and then all the beasts easy die. Not even a problem. No worries. Then a giant pit opens up, and they fall into it. And they fall into a catacomb that they recognize has similar machinery as Dracula's castle, and they keep falling, and stuff keeps breaking, until eventually they set off a trap that opens a coffin, and a sexy vampire shows up. I mean, Dracula was also sexy, but this one is sexy and young and hairless.
I mean, he's got hair. He's got some long, flowing blonde locks.
but he doesn't have any, like, no
He doesn't-
body hair at all.
He doesn't have that like strong Romanian look to him.
Yeah, no. And
Oh, sorry, Wallachian. My bad.
and they have Trevor fights this because he's like, you're a vampire, and the vampire is like, and you're a Belmont, and so they fight, and then the girl, who has she been given a name?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Siva.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been said
Cool.
multiple times in the pilot.
I feel like it's been said max 3 times.
That's multiple.
Okay. But so Siva is like, oh no, he's our savior from the stories. But which like maybe ish sort of. We were just introduced to the stories like sort of briefly. I don't know.
It was
once again,
introduced
all
in the
feels
second
weird.
episode when they were talking with the speakers, why they were here in the first place, going into the catacombs to find a spoken about hero or messiah that was supposedly resting beneath the city, waiting to be woken in their time of need. That was the whole reason the catacombs things happened. She went down there. She got turned into stone by the Cyclops, which is not usually a thing Cyclopses do, as far as I was aware until this show. Mostly, I thought they were known for being big and having a single eye, but creative.
No, it's a laser eye. And anyway, in the fight, Belmont at one point tries a crotch shot as well. Because I get just for the callback, but it's just still a weird moment. And then at the end, they're like, but there have been the prophecies where it said a hunter and a scholar would come, and together we can fight my father, Dracula. And then they're a team now.
Oh, and his name is Alucard.
Yeah. Which, I don't know if you guys are aware. It's just Dracula backwards.
I prefer the medical spin-off, Dr. Acula. That's my
I would
favorite.
label this show as watchable, but I wouldn't want to watch it. Like, if someone was like, hey, can we watch this together? Like, if they asked me to watch it with them, and they really wanted to watch it together, I'd be like, okay, sure. But if they were like, hey, I'm doing a get-together, and we're watching this, I'd be like, you can probably count me out. Like, I would do it if someone wanted me to. If a friend wanted me to, I would do it for them. It's not so bad I would refuse. But it's not something I would choose to do with my free time. I'd probably rate it, where 5 is true neutral, I'm probably rating it in the like 4.5 to 5 range, where it's like neutral, maybe a little bad.
All right, fantastic. Can't wait to get those emails.
I mean, it's not the worst thing, but guys, the dialogue is, oh my god. Here, let's analyze the sort of like genres I talked about, right?
Okay.
Action, pretty good. The Alucard fight was good. Some of the scuffles with like priests and stuff were cool. Others were less so. The Cyclops fight was shit. Chase sequences were bad. All right, cool. So that one, it's like, it's a decent action. Thriller, sure, I'll accept it as a decent to decently fine thriller. Dramedy, terrible on both fronts. The drama and the comedy are god-awful, and that would be fine if they didn't place such an emphasis on both things. They are just, they're not great at writing characters. They're just, thus far, maybe they'll get better, but right now, their characters in the dialogue aren't good. They're awkward, and they're trying to do too much, but none of it well.
Well, the good news is, Remington, there are 28 other episodes, so...
Oh, God.
Considering that this was just kind of your grand pilot introduction to the series, there's plenty of time for them to grow on you and for their witticisms and bemusings to, become more character-like. Because I will say, there are a lot of people who actually really enjoy Dracula specifically in this series. There's lots of people talking about how he's a much more compelling bad guy than just your typical, your typical Dracula in other media. They're saying he's a pretty good Dracula.
I'm going to disagree.
I mean, you've only seen him for like a total of 5 minutes, Rem.
But, like, his fundamental motivations have been established. He hates people. Oh, wait, that pussy, though.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
I hate people. I mean,
You can't say
the only reason he wasn't genociding people was 'cause he was really into a girl. All right?
I mean, in non-cynical society, Rem, we call that fucking love and romance.
No, let me tell you right now. If the only thing between you and committing atrocities is your romantic feelings for someone, first, feel those feelings, all right? For as much as you can. Don't commit the atrocities. But second of all, you're a terrible person.
I never said Dracula was a good person. At what point did I say?
Well, and it's not even like that compelling. It's not like, oh, how relatable. It's like, no, not at all. It's like maybe to punish those who did it, sure, maybe that would be a bit more relatable, but just be like, and now everybody ever must die, which I will note was also my initial feelings for the most part. Like, okay.
I mean,
sure.
His initial feelings were more of, hey, people suck and I'm gonna stay away from them, and kill them if they bother me, type of thing. Now it's just after he got attached to one and then, was wrongfully burned at the stake that he was like, all right, time to do a murder.
I feel like the show would be better if we saw more of the massive periods that it skipped, in any sense.
I mean, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I'm just gonna say that there's a lot of people who really like this show, and we're gonna get those emails. And I'm probably going to get a lot of emails because I only showed you what is essentially the pilot, but it was so neatly packaged. How could I not show you that? Like, that's literally what they put out to be like, hey, y'all, you want more of this?
Listen, if you have, because it's not even just one extended pilot, it's an extended pilot that, like, they knew, all right, we have to be able to sell this as a full season. We need to get hype on board for a second season, right? All of which they accomplished for most people. But with that in mind, you can't simply say that it's, like, in the same exact category as other pilots. Like, they went in knowing all of this. And so while I think it's something to consider, I don't think it is a sufficient excuse.
So keep your emails to yourselves. That's essentially what he's saying. Or if you do have gripes with these opinions, then please direct them directly to Remington Chase, because I'm sure he'll be happy to hear your justifications based on what he's seen.
And if you're wondering, my personal email is Shaun Rollins
Hey,
at AOL.com.
No, not my AOL email.
Still a boomer using AOL, you know?
Oh, God, I use that for all my banking, Rem. No. It's so secure and reliable and exists.
I want to say, if there's a Shaun Rollins at AOL.com, I'm so sorry.
I don't think AOL.com exists anymore, Rem. Like, as a service.
Can you... All right, one sec. History lesson. No, there's still AOL mail. Holy shit.
What? Oh my God, there is.
My God.
Wait, hold on. AOL. I'm clicking on. Oh my God, it is suspiciously bare bones. It is suspiciously bare bones, Remington. What? AOL still exists. And their logo is shit. It's literally just like a Times New Roman, capital A, lowercase o, lowercase l. What the fuck, AOL? How far have you fallen?
All right, so if you want, you can just send those the emails to ShaunRollins69 at AOL.com.
No, that's where I keep my OnlyFlans. OnlyFlans?
OnlyFlans? All the pictures of flan that you could ever want.
Look.
Just like, oh, God, look at those edges. Ooh, look at that jiggle.
You gotta have a nice, secure email address to keep all of your tasty gelatin dessert.
Can I end this episode with my hottest take of all?
I mean, that's never stopped you in the past, but go ahead.
Flan is not good, which is so disappointing. Because, like, when I saw flan, it looks like it'd be some of the best shit. Like, it's some of the most aesthetically pleasing shit I've ever seen. I was hyped the first time I tried flan because I was like, dude, fucking flan. But like, it's not that it's bad. It's just it's so disappointing compared to its aesthetics.
Yeah, I will say that I agree for the most part. But I was never the thing that ruined flan for me entirely was
it Courage the Cowardly Dog?
You're damn right it was. That episode fucked me up in a very unique way. Like, not in like oh my god, this is one of the creepiest animated episodes of my younger years, like some of the other Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes, but just in the like, y'all, this is a bad thing. This is like
Flan tassi flan.
it was just like it ruined an entire dessert before I'd even tried it. And then I tried it and I was like, I'm glad that this was ruined for me. But oh god, I think we've lost the thread a bit, Ren. I think we've lost the thread on what we were talking about, primarily due to the fact that the pilot of Castlevania is okay at best.
It is fine. If you like it, I get it. If you love it, I'm a little bit confused.
With that in mind, do you have any guesses on what kind of ratings this show get? Because it's technically made by an American company, it's not on Mal.
I think people are hyped about it.
Yeah.
I think.
So like, if you had to give it like let's say Rotten Tomatoes, because that's the one that I have pulled up.
Oh fuck. Oh no, I'm not calibrated for Rotten Tomatoes. I'm calibrated for
Weep
fucking
shit.
Mal scores with weeps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's no Mal page for this because it's an American-made show.
No. How do?
They do it in percentages, right?
Okay. So this is just percentages of good and bad, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I think it's going to be straight up like 89% to 92% favorable.
Well, fuck.
Because I don't think it would be like my number for that is higher than it would be for like a rating system, because I think there will be a lot of people who are sort of in that 6 out of 10 category where it's like it is good enough. And then there will be a bunch of people who love it, obviously. So.
Well, yeah, and the other downside of this being like a American-based show in Rotten Tomatoes is they don't usually break it down by season, which I actually kind of quite like in Mal. They break it down by, the entirety of the series.
Yeah.
But you kind of hit the nail on the head. The audience score for Castlevania is 89%.
Yeah, there we are.
Whereas the critic score is actually 94%.
What the fuck?
Which is wild, because usually this seems like the kind of thing that an audience score would heavily outweigh the critic score. But quite frankly, critics love it, especially as time went on. Most of the individual episode reviews I've seen kind of have the same feelings you do, if a bit more favorable. They kind of rate them in the 6 to 7 range, give or take, because they like it, and it's not the most amazing thing ever. But as the show goes on, more and more people are like, oh man, Castlevania, man, that's the real shit. And the hype surrounding season 2 and 3 was quite large when it first came out. And then season 4 happened, and I honestly don't know what happened with season 4 because I haven't watched it. Couldn't be bothered. Well, I watched the first 3 seasons, and I felt like that was enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, and on IMDb, it's sitting at an 8.3 out of 10. So.
Well, fair enough.
So it's a very. I think it's not very harmful of a show. It's an okay show. If you like it, you like it. That's great.
It's not terribly egregious. I don't think it's a very notable show in any regard, and that's fine.
Well, with that in mind, I suppose the final question to ask, Rem, is there any chance you'd want to sit down and watch more Castlevania?
No, but I won't be offended if it's on in the background in my vicinity.
I mean, because we're going to come back and have to watch, at least up to Dracula, right?
I think it's wildly unnecessary, but yeah.
I mean, with this episode alone, people are going to be mad, but that's fine. We are very zen this year. It's nearly Christmas. We have to be, because the amount of requests that we've gotten so far for specific shows has gotten almost cult-like in behavior. So I have to take things with a zen grain of salt. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my fucking mind with some of these emails. But
and I guess because, long story short, we're doing a slight switcheroo. Don't worry about it. But if you guys enjoyed and like what we do, then you want to support us, then feel free to leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever, or tell a friend. It's genuinely the best way that you can help us out. If you want to do it a little bit more directly, then there's twitch.tv/anime out of context, where you'll find us streaming quite a bit. A little bit less in the past month or so, but we'll get back into it. Don't you worry. We have plans. And we also, of course, have our Patreon, where, along with a bunch of bonus content, you also get the honor of usually me, but this week, for computer-related issues, Shaun is going to read out a bunch of our patrons' names. So, Shaun, take it away.
Okay. Of course, we'd love to thank all of our bland bitch protagonists and our magical girls, but today oh fuck, I just realized, I not only do I have to read these out, but oh god, I don't want to scrape the barrel today. Oh well, I'll come to it when that's a bridge.
Good luck, fucker!
God damn it.
I tried, I gave you time to think about it.
I will reemphasize, while I was preparing to do the Patreon ratings before the episode, little part the kimono a little bit here. Rem said, don't worry about it when we get to it.
Well, yeah, it's because you were but I gave you a day in advance.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't pretend like, oh, you have had over a day. Anyway, keep going. It'll take a minute, so.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Sorry, Dylan. So with that in mind, we'd like to give our thanks to Alex, Adam McLaughlin, AJ Honey. All Farmer Weeb wants for Christmas is a Toradora revisit. Alpha Weeb also wants the Toradora revisit since my friend hated it when I showed it to him. Oh, that's rough. Elise Howard, Andrew Rauke, Anime Aunt but in context, Ariel Bird, Brock Hard for Geodudes, Cage in the House, Call Me Weird Water so Rem will just want to... What? Oh. Call me Weird Water so Rem will want to just blue me. That's English.
Oh, God.
Cheese Monkey. Shy 900. Cody. Creed 13. Danny Morabito. Darkswarm 713. Data Type. Dylan, what editing software do you use? I believe he uses Audition, if I'm not mistaken.
Shaun is correct. I use Adobe Audition along with Isotope Ozone 9 and Isotope RX7 for both my equalizer and my noise restoration.
Fallen Ghoul, Fern the Dude Man, Fuck of Love Foxen Boy, Gay as fuck but without the fuck because I'm Ace, Ghostly Bishi, Glenn Michael Dolan, Good job, says Misaka. Hey Rem, let me tongue punch your fart box. Hey Rem, don't worry, this week is easy. We're heading to the lands of Estonia with a palindrome.
Oh, okay, so good good luck.
Oh, God. Kulien nuti itun unel ililu.
Klaatu, Marata,
Gook. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, Estonia. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, obviously, he just said your anime opinions are bad and you should feel bad.
I mean, I wouldn't put it too past. Hunter Davies. Aha, you thought this was another Green Day repeat, but it was me, Dio. I believe in Taiga Isaka supremacy. I have no idea what my name should be, so I'm lazy. I, Remington, am known as the voice of the people, and the people say Toradora. My Christ. I want to hear Remington suffer and watch all of School Days. Oh, God. Ichigo Simp 015. If the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists. Jax. Just a Traveler. Cassidy. Casey Mosley, Kazu Morocco, Locked in Daddy Rem's Basement, Don't Send Help, Lonely Geek 23, Lucifer, Luke Offenberger, Luke-E-O, Makachop92, Marky Hughes. Man, there's a lot of you. Matthew Drum says Rem's a bitch. Mechanic Weeb wants to say hi all and needs more good isekai to watch. Fair. Mike the Mutilator, Navi, No Waifu, No Laifu. PSA for ADHD can make easy things hard to do, like updating a Patreon name, and that's okay. Check out How to ADHD on YouTube. All right, a little bit of plug there. That's fine. Ready to be Isekai'd, Remington Merrill, Salty Pretzel, Sammy Pritchard, Sarah Birch, Senpai ga Uzai Kohai no Hanashi is everything I wished it would be. Shaun and Dylan, can you make me watch more Sword Art Online so I can understand the lore of these Alicization Weiss Schwartz cards? See, that's the trick, is when I read the Patreon names, people's clever sentences don't always work. Sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah.
Silent Secondary. Sorry, Mother. Spark Project wants and Joey Wheeler. Hey, Yokes, family is everything, but death is eternal. Happy holidays. Yeah. Sticky Jelly. Oh, that's a name. Fuck, that's a name. The Susanator. Tiger Lily Snape. Totally God. Trevor Stoltz. Juliana. Shaun, I don't think I can say this. Vaney Jordan. Walk Me Home Gently. Yahir. Yandere Neku. Yandere Neko. And Xanax. Thank you all so much. We love you very, very, very much. But we are moving on to the lovely, lovely Boy Wizard tier, where a barrel has been presented in front of me, and it is essentially antimatter at this point with how little there is.
Shaun, you need to stay at the barrel. You can't end my streak, Shaun.
Does it even count if I'm the one that ends it? Like, is it like the episode count, or is it like you being the one saying it?
I don't know.
You don't want to risk it, though. You don't want to risk it, though.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
so something Harry Potter related for all of them. Good luck, fucker.
Have you done, like, wand materials before? Surely you have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, wait, Shaun! Straight up just wand lengths and nothing more.
Okay.
Here, let me just pull up a virtual D20. And then,
I actually have one on my desktop at all times, funnily enough.
Perfect. There you go. Some people will end up with real long ones, real short ones. It'll be great. It'll be
God,
great.
a 20-inch one.
Well, wait, but they can also be half-inch length. So, roll a D20 and a coin, where the coin
is the half.
Will, if it's heads, it adds or subtracts if you'd prefer.
Okay.
Half an inch.
All right, fair enough. Gonna have to move that window. Hold on. There we go. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so
I'm gonna apologize ahead of time for what I have done to what Shaun is about to say, but hey, it was funny.
On the Boy Wizard tier, we have Aaron Hegland. You get, oh wow, a massive 17.5-inch penis. Like, my God.
What a penis!
That's almost a staff. Like, my Christ, man.
yeah, it's a heck of a dick.
Beethoven 1201. You get a nice even 20.5-inch long penis.
Good God.
Oh, Christ, why can't I roll those, like, in actual games? So, yeah, no, you do have a staff, and it's a thicken, too. For Christmas, please revisit Toradora up to and including the Christmas episode. You get, opposite end of the spectrum. Unfortunately, you only get a 2-inch penis. You're gonna have to do a pinky out on that one to cast your spells, but that's fine. It's not about the size, it's how you use it. Gen 6 tier, Chad Buzdoof, Monkey Lol Soul Doof, Bidorio, B-Dazzle, Prima Doof. Fucking Prima Doof. Also, Toradora Xmas Revisit, Lord Brock Doof.
God damn.
My Christ, they're multiplying. They're breeding. I don't know how to feel about this. You get a 2.5-inch penis. Congratulations. You know, you can, you and the previous person can hang out. It'll be fun. Good times. Hinata's a ball of sunshine. You get a nice, respectable 13-inch penis, which is surprisingly a normal penis length. It's a bit on the large end, but that is like a reasonable penis length. Congrats. I find How to HD helpful and inspiring. Those are letters.
Kickstarter of the week.
Kickstarter of the week. For no active ADHD Kickstarters, instead, here's a cooking one, building soup. Lovely. I live in Ogden. Yes, that one. Oh wait, I didn't give it a penis.
Yeah, give.
You get a 9.5-inch penis. Yay, another normal one. Holy crap, you're not going to be made fun of at Hogwarts. That's nice. I live in Ogden. Yes, that one. You get a nice, respectable 12.5-inch penis. On the bigger side, but not like so, overcompensatingly. That's very nice. Inuyasha is my favorite cryptid, supports the Corvid Council, Corvid with an R, specifically. And you get a solid 11.5-inch penis. I think wasn't that Harry Potter's length? I can't remember. Can't be arsed.
Oh, God.
Justin Kessinger, you get a lovely 6.5-inch penis. Congratulations. Miguel De Leon, you get a 15-inch penis. That's a big one. Wow. Yeah, no. We got some big penis in the house. Mike wants an Overlord review. You get a A 9.5-inch penis. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Momo the Griff, you are blessed with a 12.5-inch penis. I think we've already had a 12.5-inch penis, but that's okay. MT the Poet, you get a lovely 7.5-inch penis. Nice and modest. We're very respectable. My Christ, there's a lot of you. I've got to pick up the pace.
My God, apparently the longest penis is Gilderoy Lockhart's at 17.5 inches.
He's clearly compensating for something. And that's not
Look
true
at that,
anymore
man.
because some of our lovely patrons have 20-inch penises.
True, it's true.
But let's see. Mzrar? Mizrar? Oh, God. You're on Twitch. You visit us on Twitch so frequently, and I always mispronounce your name. You get, funnily enough, a 17.5-inch penis. Congratulations. You are in company with Gilderoy Lockhart. Pilkster the Symphogear Advocate, you get a lovely 6.5-inch penis. Pimer, you get a nice even 7-inch penis. God, this is slowly starting to reflect my actual penis values, which I am not okay with. Pocket Gamer 513, you get a lovely 11-inch penis. Shaun, I have to admit that I watch Boku no Kiko in my free time, and I love it. That's a big oof. You get a 3.5-inch penis. There you go. It's a little on the small side, but hey, you can do some delicate maneuvers with that. Tony the Great, you get an 8.5-inch penis. Warning, you have reached the bottom of the barrel. You get a 13.5-inch penis. You may say the barrel has fallen into the abyss. I, however, say it was made an abyss. You get a respectable 8-inch penis. Oh, wait, no. That's it. Yeah, hey. That's all of the boy wizard tiers. Thank you all very much. That's very kind of you. I am sorry that took so goddamn long. Turns out flipping a coin and rolling a dice at the same time is a little bit more brain power than I have at the moment. But with that in mind, we are moving on to the Chef no Musco tier, where everybody involved is going to get a lovely,
Metroidvania game.
Oh, see, that's way better than what I was gonna do. I was gonna do random cities in Romania.
All right, you're starting with my mom, so give her a good one, you fuck.
Okay. Wait, that's your mom's name?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
this son of a bitch.
Look, mate, the amount of times I've interacted with you and your mother in the same, I could literally count on a single hand.
All right, but what?
Rem's dear old
Metroidvania.
mom is going to get Dead Cells. I quite like Dead Cells. It's a roguelike
It's a good one.
Metroidvania.
It's
It's
a good
very good. So there you go. Oh no, here we go. Hashire sorio, kaze no yoni, suki mihara wo padoru. You are getting...
Why the fuck did he sing it?
Because it's a song meme, and I figured I would...
Oh, fuck!
Yeah. Yeah, you are going to get... My Steam crashed. That's fine.
Just Google, you fuck!
Oh, right. I do have that technology.
Google best Metroidvania.
You're getting... fuck it, Metroid.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no. Why fix what ain't broke? You're getting the original Metroid. Congratulations. It's a very good game. From back in the day. Pope of the Church of Remington Chase, you are gonna get a Hollow Knight. A very good modern Metroidvania that I still need to actually play. I've heard nothing but great things about it, but I'm bad at Souls-like type stuff, so I haven't gotten around to it, but I really should. Maybe I'll stream it. Who knows? And finally, Silicon Spectre, you are going to get... well, easy. You're going to get Castlevania. Congratulations.
There you go.
It's in the name. How convenient. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We love you very much. And if you have any comments, questions, feedback, or recommendations, you can head on over to our Twitter at AnimeConPod or send us an email directly at animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
And as always, don't fuck your sister.
I don't say it like that.
Don't fuck your sister, you fucking weebs.
See, now you put like a weird sexual thing on it, and I don't know if that's okay.
I'm just waiting for the doo-doo-to-doos.
All right, do.
There we go.
Fucking hell.
You know, it's just like my boy Carl Jung always said, This identity takes a variety of forms among primitives. She was just like, listen here, you need to take a few steps back. Oh, but you know, the goat fucker, he's better than fucking Joe Rogan. I think that you should DM him calling him daddy.